Good afternoon, everyone. This is the meeting of the Community Redevelopment Agency for the City of Eustis. It is 5:47 p.m. And we're at City Hall here in Eustis on Thursday, February the 4th, 2021. Mary, is there a quorum present, proper notice been given?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Before us, committee members, we have the approval of minutes from our December 17, 2020 Community Redevelopment Agency meeting. What's the will of our committee?
I move for approval of the December 17, 2020 meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cobb?
Aye.
Commissioner Hawkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Lee? Ms. Lee? I'm calling it wrong. I'm sorry, guys.
All right.
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. LaHoop-Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Allen?
Aye. And next, we're going to come down to CRA items for discussion, public input, and direction. Tom?
Yes, good evening. Just a little history on the former Waterman Hospital site. The CRA closed on the property in September of 2020. We then very quickly issued a request for proposals, basically announcing to the world that the property was available, opening up the opportunity to anyone who was interested in submitting. We did receive a response to the RFP. We've actually had 2 public meetings with a selection committee with the proposer, and at that the latest selection committee meeting, the selection committee, which was made up of the city manager, economic development director, finance director, public works director, development services director, and facilitated by the purchasing director. That group recommended that we move forward to have the respondent present to the CRA. And so tonight, the respondent, which is Atrium Management Company, along with their development team, they're here this evening to present, do a brief presentation to you. And following that presentation, we're going to be looking for consensus on whether staff can move forward in negotiating the project. To this point, it's been very high level discussions as far as the project, but we need to get down to the details. We need to start negotiating the details. And so we'll be seeking consensus from you for authority to move forward on negotiating those details. And then any agreement, whether it's a purchase agreement or development agreement, any of that has to come back before the CRA board and or the city commission, depending on what's involved in those agreements. And so everything will come back to you as CRA and City Commission, but we do need to start working out the details on the project, and so we'll be seeking consensus on that. So I'd like to introduce Adam Wanis, who is representing the development team headed by the Atrium Management Group.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Adam, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thank you, Tom. Sure. Mayor, Commissioners, thank you. Tonight I'd like to share with you how we can embrace the charm of Eustis through the development of Waterman Square. As Tom mentioned, this is a high-level 30,000-foot overview of a project that we put forth. Anytime that we're doing a development project, one of the main focuses that I have is how do we work with the community and work into the community with what's already there. So while this is a 30,000-foot overview, if this is something you decide to move forward with, we'll want to get the opinions of everyone to put together something really special for the community. I think I have so just to kind of give you an idea of the site and the parcels, on Bay Street would be the first phase of this project. And the way that we look at it is in 4 phases overall. So first phase being residential residences as well as commercial along Bay Street, as well as a kind of a, I hesitate to use the word food hall, but food hall type, something that will draw people into the community, and I'll get into the details of that. And then the second and third phase would involve additional retail, additional residences, and a public parking garage, so we can bring more people into the city. This is a rendering of the first phase of that project on Bay Street. This would have 75 residences as well as 12,000 square feet of retail. We'd have a mixture of a couple of local restaurants. And again, nothing in place, but we want to find local businesses and people that can fill this space and make it really unique. This is part of the first phase as well, and one of the things that we try to do is, like I said, pay tribute to the history. So we have Waterman Square, and originally you had Waterman Hospital was on one of the parcels. With the food hall or area, we'd want to pay, I think it was Guilford Clifford was the first grocer or general store here locally. So we'd like to tie his name into that, and throughout this process, just pay little nods of tribute to what was. The final phase of this project would end with the Waterman Hotel, and this would be a smaller 60-unit project. This is at the end, assuming that everything goes well. From a financial standpoint, the reason we're doing this in phases is to show a track record of success. So we take the first project, show that we're successful to lenders and financial partners, and then keep moving through the process. This is just another view and angle. To give you an idea of the type of investment, the first phase of this project is roughly $15 million. We'll be investing $65 to $70 million into the downtown area. So again, and these are just some of the highlights, and I'm not going to read them word for word, but we want to help. You have a beautiful downtown. I've spent, while I'm not from Eustis, I've had the opportunity to come up here and spend time at a First Friday and see what happens. And just from my limited time here, it's amazing what you have. And so we want to find ways to add to what you have here and provide other places for people to come and help re-energize all of the businesses downtown. This will be an opportunity for new businesses to come, but also provide the opportunity for people to come and shop at some of the existing businesses. To give you a little bit of background, Atrium Management Company is my company. My partner Mike is here as well. We manage roughly 2,000 units here in Central Florida, and Nancy Rossman is the principal of PRN. They've built over 10,000 homes and over 2 million square feet of commercial space as well. So we have a really great team. A member of Gilbane Construction is here as well. And so we've assembled, we're going to put a great team in place to provide an excellent product. And that's 30,000 feet what it looks like, and any questions that you have, I'm available to answer as well.
Adam, thank you. And just so the commission knows, I did get to spend time with Adam and his team at a First Friday when they first came up to look at the property. So I just wanted to put that out in public record that I have spent time with the team and know a little bit about the project. So any questions for Adam or any of his team?
Adam, do you plan to use any local businesses to work on this project?
So that's where we get into when we start going forward, yes, we would like to. We'd also like to look at, what type of surrounding businesses in the area, have an opportunity to come in here as well, not just from building the project, but from actually operating out of the space. And so we're gonna work really hard to find those, and that's where I'll rely on you, and we'll set up meetings with. I think one of the things I'm most proud of when we work on a project is our involvement in the community and figuring out what works best. You know better than I will who will be successful, why they'll be successful.
Okay, good. Okay.
I do. Do you, will the hotel be a type of boutique hotel, or will it be somebody like, I don't want to say budgeted, because that's not what I mean, that's just the first word that came to my
It's a
mind.
great question. So the name of the hotel that we have in mind is the Waterman Hotel. And I think the name is a level of class. And so it'll be a small 60-unit hotel, meaning that it'll be run locally. So you won't have a brand or a flag that will come in, and it won't be it's not going to, again, I don't want to name any brands the same, but
Exactly.
it's going to be something where it'll be run by a local management
A
company.
boutique hotel.
Yes.
Anything else, Dan? Ms. Gale?
No, I like the idea. I was just looking through the booklet here, and it looks good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Karen?
I'd just be glad to see it done.
Yes.
We need to hit the ground running and be ready, so that was gorgeous, but you're right, that was a short, and I can't wait to delve into this, so thank you.
Yeah, and I think that, one of the things I didn't mention and you can't see is that we have some of the courtyard areas that we'll try to activate. We also have NAC Design as another partner on this, and they work to activate the courtyard areas and to keep people engaged. And again, we'll look at different things that you want to see in the community and try to put those into place. And I'm always very upfront. Some things work, some things don't, and at the end of the day, there's financial things that need to happen, but there's really, we want to overspend on the landscaping piece of it. Even though we're in a downtown corridor, there's really cool examples around the country of how you can make yourself feel like you're in a more of a park area.
I like the idea of the shuffleboard too.
Yes.
I remember when the shuffleboard was on the list.
I went to a really cool place in Richmond, Virginia recently, and they had this amazing shuffleboard area, and it was the place where people were most engaged. So.
Emily, any questions or concerns?
Will the hotel be just hotel, or will you have like eating in the hotel, or is that all left out to the area where you have the food?
It would be left out of the hotel. The hotel in the final phase would be a small boutique hotel. And the great thing is the way that we've positioned it, and it can move around, but it's more of a courtyard that you're walking into all of the restaurant area that would be in the Waterman Square, essentially. So it's a placemaking. So all of these businesses will interact with one another.
Will you have meeting rooms available? So often there's like people want to have a workshop or something like that. It's always a nice thing to do to go to a hotel and have rooms where you can meet.
Yes, I don't know the answer, but we would want to have that, and to the extent you could get 2,000 square feet or 3,000 square feet of space, we would definitely want to have a place for that. And what's amazing is you have an unbelievable downtown. You have beautiful water views, and you can't get this anywhere else. This is just, you have the settings are unbelievable. I've had the opportunity to look at the sunsets, and so it gives an opportunity for some great viewing from the hotel and the different rooms that you utilize.
And a nice rooftop. Utilize also.
My hope is that, and there's also costs in doing that, but we have built out on the first phase of the residences where, and what we want to do is from your existing downtown, we want to step up to the height, so you have where it goes from 4 to 5, so the highest point is the furthest away from the existing downtown area, so it's not shooting up. In that fourth area, we have a rooftop area put in that spot.
I see. Will you ever have like apartments? You're going to have a phase of apartments also?
This first would be these 75. When I say residences, it's apartments.
And how long do you think it would take with your first phase?
The goal would be to get started right away, but from a construction standpoint, timing, you have to talk to the city and how you guys move. But once construction starts, it would take about 18 months.
On phase one, our understanding
Yeah.
is the full 3 phases, 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Correct.
Are you going to have a hotel a pool at the hotel?
I don't know the answer to that yet, and it will all be in. You have the lake here, and you have some of the things across, but I don't know I don't know the answer.
And you're not that far along yet.
Not that, and it will be again, what we'll do is we'll go look at. I went recently to Charleston, so we'll go look at these beautiful hotels, these smaller. I went to a 40-unit hotel. There's not a pool in that hotel, but the way that it's done inside and the fact that you have the water so close, I see it similar to that. But it will be. The reason I hesitate is because when you put a pool on a roof, it wouldn't go in the courtyard area. When you put a pool on the roof, it just gets really expensive.
Yeah.
And so I just can't answer it all the way yet. I'd like to, but it
There's
just
a
depends.
pool across the street.
Yeah, but if you're coming into town and you don't want to go to the city pool, I'm just saying.
You don't want to swim in Lake Houston.
No.
I do have one more question, and you might not be able to answer it. But on the restaurants and the eateries,
Yes.
do you have a planned group that you bring in, or will that be something that's advertised for locals to come in, or how does that work?
So we'll want to be really selective with what types of restaurants we're bringing. So my goal would be to go out, if we could move forward over the next time, and I'll start going to little areas like this around Central Florida. And what I would want to find, and then again, I will take all of your advice on this, but I would want to find that local restaurateur who wants a second location, and it's close, and they've had a lot of success in another community. One of the great things is you're not going to get the big franchise brands to come into the downtown area.
Thank you.
And that's a great thing.
Thank you.
right? So we're going to look for really nice local people that want to have a second or third location. Makes sense from distance.
It would be nice to have a variety of cuisine, the different type, the Greek, the German. That would
Yes.
be different for Eustis.
Right. Any public input? Anybody in the audience would like to say anything about what you've heard tonight? Not seeing any? Yes, you'll have to come up, please, ma'am.
Do you want me to? I'll sit down. And
Either that or just step right over here. Yes, ma'am. You're all right. Unfortunately, the recording doesn't pick it up, and everything's being recorded, so.
I actually just had a question because I didn't understand if this is a done deal. So is this a
No.
done deal? Or is this just a proposal that somebody wants to
a
purchase the
proposal.
land? Okay,
Correct.
thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? All right. Vance, come on up, sir.
Vance Yoakum with Fiscal Rangers, the blog. Just wanted to ask quickly, I haven't followed the status of that big complex down on the water at the Sailing Club, and how will that compete or cause a situation, where you've got maybe more capacity than the city can handle?
We had actually put that on hold for a while, Vance, especially when COVID came in. And that's something the commission has still been going back and forth on, exactly which direction we want to head. At this time, no plans are in place to continue with that at this time. Okay? Anyone else? Come on up, Chris.
Hi, my name is Christopher McCollum. My concern is parking. I didn't really see any parking structures or any idea in the proposal.
Yes.
Did I miss that?
Yes, one of the proposals is the lot is to put a 5-story, 500 space parking.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I couldn't see it from back there.
Yeah.
The goal would be to wrap it so you don't see it
Oh, okay.
as much.
So camouflage it.
Yeah, that'd be in the Phase 2 block right up there on the upper right.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am, come on up.
Rose Lindo from Lindo's Catering.
Yes, ma'am.
What I wanted to find out from you is, or maybe you, who makes a decision on this project?
This board will decide whether or not to enter into an agreement with his company to develop the project.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
I don't live in the city, but we do come into Eustis and all of our other little towns. We spend a lot of money. I heard you mention about looking at other places for restaurants. Please look around our little local restaurants. Like the Mason Jar Restaurant, they want to come into town. Just something to think about.
Definitely.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Not seeing any. Nan, move forward or stop the project where it is?
Move forward,
Move
please.
forward. Willie,
Move forward.
Move forward. Move forward, please.
you got your unanimous decision to move forward. Adam, thank you for being
Thank
here
you so
tonight.
much.
All right. Anybody else have anything for the CRA board before we close this part of the meeting tonight?
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
About the property on Orange Avenue, close to Glover Street. What is happening with that? It's getting real grassy there now.
Oh, you might be referring to the Oakwood Apartments?
Yeah.
So there was originally an agreement. They started the process. They ran into some additional costs and additional infrastructure and actually had to do a bit of a redesign. And so they actually came back and were recently, the CRA board amended their agreement. You're talking on the north side of Orange Avenue, correct? Yeah, so the plan is for them to start up again. They actually had to do some revisions to their design, and so I think they're still in architecture and engineering. But the plan is to move forward. Yep, and that's going to be 14 townhome-style apartment units.
Okay.
3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, so nice units.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Ms. Gale. Anything else from the commission or the board? All right, we're going to adjourn this meeting. We'll come back in 10 minutes with the regular city commission meeting.